Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. This is my Finish It Friday video for Friday, April 12th, 2024. So if you want to see what I've been working on this week, please stay tuned. I hope that everybody has had a wonderful creative week in your sewing area or your creative space. I have enjoyed my week, but I'll be honest, I've kind of been all over the place. I didn't really set a priority for what's most important other than that rainbow trip around the world. And so once I had that top finished, I was kind of twiddling my thumbs. And so I kind of have a couple of different things going on. First, let's start with the trip around the world quilt. I have it upstairs on the floor right now because this is behind me, and we'll talk about this in a minute. But let's go ahead and take a look at it all completed. I have the last piece of fabric for the border of this rainbow trip around the world. It is turning out, well, it turned out so cute. You can see the entire border as we go down the quilt. It is super awesome. I'm very excited to have the top finished. Now my next step is going to be to get the backing completed and get it ready to go on the long arm. So hopefully that can get done this weekend so we can start quilting this beauty and get it to its owner next week. Now, since I have been kind of all over the place, my backing fabric is here on the ironing board. It's about 3 yards. I starched all of it and I'm in the middle of pressing it out. I am going to have to piece a back for that quilt before it goes on the long arm. So that's going to be my next step. And I think that I can kind of push everything else to the side for just a little bit so that I can get that quilt loaded. I'm really excited about getting it quilted. I have thought about the pattern that I'm going to quilt on it. I am going to use a pantograph, I think, to make it, I guess, I don't even know if easier is the right word, but just to make a more uniform pattern. So that's going to be next. Hopefully this weekend I can get it loaded, get that backing done, get it loaded, and start quilting on it. Now I did work on the African coin quilt, and for this one I'm stitching the binding on the back by hand. So let's see. Let me see. Here is what I've done so far, just a wee bit, but I got it turned so that I'm on the second side. So I have this much done on the second side, and I am at the fold, so that's pretty cool. And then I started it about a quarter of the way down the first side. So that's how much is done. I do like to kind of keep it folded and then get a nice look after it's all done. I like to see all of this finished, and then when I open it out, it's really cool to look at. But I'm really proud of this quilt. I'm super excited about getting it finished. Not like rushing, but I do want to get it done. So I'm working on it a little bit, at least every other day. Now the quilt behind me, I decided that I want to finish this one up next. So after I'm done with the rainbow trip around the world, hopefully this one will be the next one on the long arm, unless for some reason it has to go. There's another quilt that has to go there first. But this one is the Scrappy Bricks quilt. And this is from a free pattern that I got from AZ Blankets for Kids. So this is the pattern. It's a one pager. You can go onto their website, print it off. It's from 2001. So, you know, an older pattern, but a really nice one. I am making a video to go along with it as I work on it. The video is going to be, I'm going to let that be released after I get this top done. So let me show you what I've done on it. The interior of the quilt top is done. I added a 1.5 inch border all the way around, and I really like this border. And then I'm going to add a 4.5 inch border here. This is going to bring out the fabric that's on the inside of the quilt. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it more closely. It's like musicians. Okay, let's see how good we can get it. So you can see the musical instruments there. And then I put this fabric on the outside. As I got ready to do that, I'm not 100% sure that I'm sold on the look of this quilt, but I did want to get this fabric used up, and I think that it's going to be super nice. I think what I can do is I can frame it out. Right now I'm grabbing the binding fabric for it. So I pulled these two fabrics, and the reason they're like this is because they've been starched. So I think what I can do to offset the boldness, I could have just done a skinnier border. I know that, but I just didn't. So I'm just going to deal with it as it is. But I'm going to use these two as my binding to create a flange binding. And at first I was going to use the stripe as the flange, but since this fabric is so busy, I'm actually going to use the navy as the flange because it'll be darker going around the very bold border. So hopefully that will offset that a little bit and frame it nicely. That's my hope anyway. But I want to get the top done so I can share the video with you guys and you can see how simple this block is, or this quilt is to make. And it's pretty fun. I got to use a ton of scraps, and it's big rectangles, simple sewing, and I think you'll really enjoy that. So again, that's the Scrappy Bricks quilt from AZ Blankets for Kids. That's what it says. All right. And then I have, like I said, I've been all over the place. But I decided to, not decided to, there's one more quilt that I need to make before graduation. And I have a younger sister that is graduating from high school, and I want to make a quilt for her. So I've been pulling fabrics. I'll show you a little bit of what I have. But again, I am going to do a video about it as I go through the process. Right now, I'm in like the super beginning stages. I haven't cut anything. I've just been pulling fabrics. So I'll show you what I've pulled. I want the quilt to be in her college colors. So her college colors are red, black, and white. And I'm going to make a very simple quilt for her. And it's going to be a signature quilt, I hope. So here's what I've done. I saw April on April's Craft Room make the Type It quilt for Jelly Roll Day. I think it was for Jelly Roll Day. And I saw the pattern and I just loved it. This is a free pattern from, I got it off of Fat Quarter Shop website. Simple, simple, simple quilt. This is kind of the design of the quilt. It's just 2.5-inch strips. It's going to be really cool. So what I've done, I've done part of it. I've pulled all the fabric that I need to pull. And so that it needs two things. It needs a colorful jelly roll, and then like a half jelly roll of a lighter fabric or a contrasting solid. So I went through my stash. Since her college colors are red, black, and white, I've pulled red, black, and gray fabrics. I have some here because I've kind of been starching them to get everything ready. And so these are some that were left over from other projects that I'm going to use in this one. Actually, both of these were in the Rainbow Trip Around the World, which is awesome. And then I have a few more reds that are like fat quarters, and then just some random pieces that I found in my stash, more fat quarters. I don't know how well you can see this, and I'm just doing a quick little thumb through. I also have this piece with these stars on it that I think I can get a jelly roll size or length strip out of it. So cool. And then this is a 2.5-inch strip from my stash, and I starched it just to see if it's going to work. And so I am going to be able to starch my 2.5-inch strips. Super excited. And then so these, and then some other fabrics, they're sitting over there behind the camera. They have not been starched yet. So have these, and I'm going to get everything starched, everything pressed, and then we'll be able to start this. For my solid, I have this Kona half roll that I got from Joann's, and I'm going to pull, I think this needs 20 of these. I'm just going to pull the lighter one. So I'll come close so you can see. Okay, so it's just cream. What's the color called? Let's see if it has a color on here. I don't know. But it's just some neutrals. I don't see a colorway, but it has some like whites to creams to tans. And I'm going to pull just the lightest ones out and add them to this quilt. And then my hope is that everybody will be able to sign it on these strips, and she'll have it when she gets ready to go off to college. I think it's going to be a great quilt. Super excited about putting this together. And I definitely will document, because I think it's a simple quilt, but it's pretty striking and it's going to look nice for her. And hopefully you'll enjoy the process of getting it made for her. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Being like this kind of is a little bit strange, all over the place, but I'm excited because I have some new ideas. I have some finishes. This is going to get finished soon. This, I think that if I can have the top made by her graduation party, then everybody can sign it at the party, and then I can bring it back and quilt it. I'm not sure 100% if that's the best idea. If you'll let me know in the comments what you think would be best, if I should make the whole quilt first and then have people sign, or if I should do the top and then have people sign. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think would be best. I'm excited that I can press everything and do starch, because I think it's going to work so much better based on the lessons that I learned from the rainbow trip around the world. So a lot of fun coming up. Can't wait to share it all with you. If you have any questions about what you've seen in this video, leave them in the comments below. Thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.